Welcome to Accelerate Your Growth, Accelerate Your Success. Thank you for joining me today. Your personal growth is a huge part of your business strategy. Much of our struggles in business come from our self-concept and what we believe to be possible for ourselves. Our self-concept is shaped by family stories, our economic situation, past and present, and cultural programming. How it can show up in business is maybe not posting much, not reaching out to clients, not asking for the sale, undercharging, just for example. Self-limiting beliefs are rooted in shame, lack, and isolation. This is especially true for women, as is based on the research of Dr. Claire Zammit. You've probably heard of money stories before, that this is going to go way deeper than that to really get to the root of the patterns and programming in our lives. This work is going to allow growth in your relationships with yourself, others, your higher power, and ultimately your business. So take a moment and consider, what is the current vision you have for yourself and your business? What level of success do you currently feel is possible for you? Are you looking for just a few clients? Are you looking to be a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business? Is there a certain level of fame you aspire to? Do you want to be known for a certain business venture, certain type of coaching? Would you like to be known for humanitarian work? I want to remind you that you're already worthy of your vision. This work is not making you worthy because you already are. So yeah, you might have to remind yourself once in a while, but you don't need to make yourself worthy or work on that. So what we are here to do with this work is build the skills and the confidence to grow your capacity for a greater vision, greater success, and greater wealth. We're going to upgrade your self-concept to match that vision. And then down the line, we're going to upgrade it again and again. We're going to visit just a few of these belief patterns, the most common belief patterns, to see how they show up in life and business. And we'll take a look at how creating a new story will accelerate your growth towards your business, towards success, towards your vision and success. And going to help you reimagine what's possible for you and the women around you. You are now the ancestor. What is the inheritance that you're passing down to the women who come after you, whether that be daughters, nieces, neighbors? So I'm going to use myself as the example to illustrate a couple of the stories and belief patterns. I'm going to talk about the specific limiting beliefs for my life, work, and business, and the specific tools that I like to use to create a new story and integrate it in my life. So for me, my background story, I grew up as a middle child, grew up pretty poor, grew up hearing things like, it's always something, feeling like even when you have something good, it's too good to be true. Definitely in an era where children, especially girls, are meant to be seen, not to be heard, and really not even seen. So it taught me to be a good girl, to be a rule follower. So that led to the stories from my life, where I'm not enough, I'm invisible. So break it down, the first being, I'm not seen, I'm invisible. So growing up, knowing that, I'm a middle child, you're not the oldest, you're not the youngest, you're not special. And how it's hallmarks of this are focus on others, others don't really know how you feel because you're not communicating it, and disappearing out of relationships. So like in business, disappearing off of social media at times, and just having a fear of being seen, a fear of putting yourself out there for this pattern and for myself. But the strengths being emotional intelligence, and being kind, giving, and empathetic. So the new story is, I'm here to be seen, and I'm here to have impact. So in my work, I work as a nurse. I've worked as a nurse for 20 years. So in my work and in my business, these patterns, how I've healed them is you have to learn your presence yourself and be visible. Um, so as a nurse, really being, speaking up, whether it be to doctors, coworkers, um, in business, it's, posting more, showing up more, um, doing more reach out to clients, follow up. And then the other thing is to recognize your feelings and ask for what you need. So I know for myself, being very sensitive, I sometimes need like more reassurance in relationships. So it's been part of my work to get more comfortable speaking up for myself as far as feelings in relationships. The other pattern being I'm not enough, hallmarks of chronically self-sacrificing, having too many responsibilities, being overcommitted, um, and undervaluing yourself. So for me, I definitely grew up thinking like, oh, you have to do for everybody else. Excuse me. Always, always, always put yourself last. Don't think of yourself at all, really. But the strengths being that you're generous, you're good at many things because you feel like you have to learn all the things. And so you get good at them. But you don't have to do all the things. So my new story for this one, I am valuable as I am, and I deserve ample compensation for that value that I give to clients. And also, I am open to support and appreciation. So support at work, asking for work from my nursing assistants, my coworkers, and appreciation, being more open. So if someone says you do a good job, just saying thank you and not saying, oh, it's nothing or something like that. So how do I bring these new stories in my life? So part of those new stories, again, being I am valuable to myself. My work is of great value. It is safe for me to be seen. So the next step being integration. So how do you live this new story in your life? How do you push your edges? So for me in business, as I've said, being more visible, being more comfortable showing myself and handling that discomfort when it does feel uncomfortable, and feeling empowered to charge clients to ask for the sale. So I'm going to go over so the integration and how I've integrated into relationship with myself, higher power, and others. And you'll see how this ties into work, life, and business. So for integration to myself, repetitive affirmations is a huge one I love because it's so easy. You can literally just put on a YouTube video when you go to bed at night, and it can be about wealth and abundance, or it can be self-confidence. You can listen to a different one every night. That's awesome. Positive self-talk, like letting yourself know, you're doing great, you're doing a good job, and reminding yourself of whatever the new story you're integrating. Reminding myself that of what I'm capable of and what I deserve in my life and in business. And another one is heart soak. So I'll go back real quick to let you know that the training and coaching I've done is another thing for accelerating growth. So I've trained in HeartMath, so I'm a HeartMath practitioner, which stress and well-being strategies, emotional intelligence, heart-brain coherence, and I've also studied woman-centered coaching. So getting back, Heart Soak, wanted to mention that because that's part of HeartMath. So Heart Soak is a strategy from HeartMath. So most of the HeartMath strategies are going to focus on your heart is your center, your heart is your focus. And so with Heart Soak, you're going to take a few slow breaths. You're going to focus on your heart. You're going to focus on a positive emotion, or even neutral, if that's all you can do in the moment. So a positive emotion such as care, compassion, appreciation. And let's say you had a bad day or you had a bad call in business. You're going to take a few moments, focus on your heart area, and whatever that discomfort or awkward feeling just imagine with soaking in that positive emotion that discomfort is easing away bit by bit. And you can do it a few different times. Maybe you do it in the middle of the day, when you get off work, when you go to bed. And it's just really going to allow, like I said, whatever that discomfort or depleting emotion is to dissolve. So next, higher power. So I find that working on your relationship with your higher power in business is an excellent way of boosting your creativity, because think about it, you're kind of calling in and connecting with your purpose and allowing yourself to be guided in your life's work and who you serve. So in developing your intuition and using, for me, I use those HeartMath tools. It really helps to further develop that and further develop your emotional intelligence even to really feel guided in your work, guided in the next steps, guided in what are the best decisions for you, and then feeling confident about them because you know that you're being divinely guided and you're being true to yourself. So lastly, integrating the news stories into relationship with others. So being open to support, so again, in work and business, and ways of support might be hiring support, so maybe hiring a virtual assistant, a copywriter. HeartMath, again, you can practice the HeartMath, like the focused breathing, anchoring in a positive emotion before any work or before difficult conversations with others. And the added benefit of that positive emotional state being that it offers more clarity. So think about when you're stressed, you really can't think clearly and you can't think of the best solutions. Whereas when you get in the practice of being in a positive emotional state, which, doesn't have to be positive, doesn't mean, oh, I'm happy, nothing's ever wrong, but it's just using the benefit of care, compassion, appreciation to, again, bring more clarity and ease to any situation that you're dealing with. And another way to integrate the news story with others, can be like Facebook groups or networking events, getting to know others and, giving them the chance to get to know you. All right. So to quickly recap and move forward, become aware of your stories and your own limiting beliefs. So you might identify with the ones that I've mentioned: I'm not enough, I'm invisible. Or you might more identify with being a perfectionist or feeling like you're too much. Just write down whatever you feel like applies to you. And then think about what the news story might be that serves you in your life and business. And then identify the methods that you can use to integrate and self-soothe and regulate, because as I've mentioned, when you integrate these new patterns in your life, it's going to feel awkward and weird at first. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that you're like moving in the wrong direction. It just takes practice, and as you practice and anchor in these new tools and skills, it's going to get more and more comfortable. So how do you accelerate this growth to accelerate your success is get coached, whether that's one-on-one or a group coaching program. Coaching is proven to help you reach your goals and reach your goals faster. It's going to offer new support by mentors and peers, and it's going to, especially in a group setting, mirror back those positive qualities, mirror back those positive patterns to integrate the new stories in your life. So now open is my 6-week program, You Are Magic Mentorship. It is a group coaching program doing just that, working on your self-concept, identifying those patterns that most resonate with you in your life, and identifying a new story for you, your life, and your business, which will allow you to show up more in your business, charge more, really upgrade your self-concept and what is possible for you. I'm currently offering at a reduced rate for this round because I'm looking on feedback for the format. It's going to be Zoom and Telegram. And we're really going to go, like I said, go deeper into those patterns, deeper and wider, and how we can, like I said, write the new story and continue to integrate into your life. Starts July 11th. So here's to your success, and I wish you the best in all that you do.